Namaskar, Jai Shri Krishna. Uprising, text 13, text 14 and text 15 of chapter 4, Transcendental Knowledge of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Text 13. चातुर्वर्णयं मया सृष्टं गुणकर्म विभागशः तस्य कर्तारमपि माम विद्धय कर्तारं व्ययम्. According to the three modes of material nature and the work associated with them, the four divisions of human society are created by me. And although I am the creator of this system, you should know that I am yet the non-doer being unchangeable. The Lord is the creator of everything. Everything is born of Him. Everything is sustained by Him. And everything after annihilation rests in Him. He is therefore the creator of the four divisions of the social order, beginning with the intelligent class of men, technically called Brahmanas, due to their being situated in the mode of goodness. Next is the administrative class, technically called the Kshatriyas, due to their being situated in the mode of passion. The mercantile men called the Vaishyas are situated in the mixed modes of passion and ignorance, and the Shudras or laborer class are situated in the ignorant mode of material nature. In spite of his creating the four divisions of human society, Lord Krishna does not belong to any of these divisions because he is not one of the conditioned souls, a section of whom form human society. Human society is similar to any other animal society, but to elevate men from the animal status, the above mentioned divisions are created by the Lord for the systematic development of Krishna's consciousness. The tendency of a particular man toward work is determined by the modes of material nature which he has acquired. Such symptoms of life, according to the different modes of material nature, are described in the 18th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. A person in Krishna's consciousness, however, is above even the Brahmanas. Although Brahmanas by quality are supposed to know what Brahma, the supreme absolute truth, most of them approach only the impersonal Brahma manifestation of Lord Krishna. But a man who transcends the limited knowledge of a Brahmana and reaches the knowledge of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Shri Krishna, becomes a person in Krishna's consciousness, or in other words, a Vaishnava. Krishna's consciousness includes knowledge of all different plenary expansions of Krishna, namely Ram, Narsimha, Varaha, etc. And as such, Krishna is transcendental to this system of the four divisions of human society. A person in Krishna's consciousness is also transcendental to all divisions of human society, whether we consider the divisions of community, nation or species. Text 14. Na mam karmani limpanti name karmafale spruha iti mama yo abhijanati karmabhirana sabadhyate. There is no work that affects me, nor do I aspire for the fruits of action. One who understands this truth about me also does not become entangled in the fruitive reactions of work. As there are constitutional laws in the material world stating that the king can do no wrong or that the king is not subject to the state laws, similarly the Lord, although he is the creator of this material world, is not affected by the activities of the material world. He creates and remains aloof from the creation, whereas the living entities are engaged in the fruitive results of material activities because of their propensity for lording it over material resources. The proprietor of an establishment is not responsible for the right and wrong activities of the workers, but the workers are themselves responsible. The living entities are engaged in their respective activities of sense gratification, and these activities are not ordained by the Lord. For advancement of sense gratification, the living entities are engaged in the work of this world, and they aspire to heavenly happiness after death. The Lord, being full in himself, has no attraction for so-called heavenly happiness. The heavenly demigods are only his engaged servants. The proprietor never desires the low-grade happiness such as the workers may desire. He is aloof from the material actions and reactions. For example, the rains are not responsible for different types of vegetation that appear on the earth. Although without such rains, there is no possibility of vegetative growth. Vedic Smriti confirms this fact as follows. Nimitta matram ivasau srujyanam sarga karmani pradhana karani bhuta yato vai srujya shaktayah. In the material creations, the Lord is only the supreme cause. The immediate cause is material nature by which the cosmic manifestation is made visible. The created beings are of many varieties, such as the demigods, human beings and lower animals, and all of them are subject to the reactions of their past good or bad activities. The Lord only gives them the proper facilities for such activities and the regulations of the modes of nature, but but he is never responsible for their past and present activities. In the Vedanta Sutra 2.1.34, it is confirmed, Vaisamya nair guharunye na sapeks satvat. The Lord is never partial to any living entity. The living entity is responsible for his own acts. The Lord gives him only facilities through the agency of material nature, the external energy. Anyone who is fully conversant with all the intricacies of this law of karma or fruitive activities does not become affected by the results of his activities. In other words, the person who understands the transcendental nature of the Lord is an experienced man in Krishna's consciousness, and thus he is never subjected to the laws of karma. One who does not know the transcendental nature of the Lord and who thinks that the activities of the Lord are aimed at fruitive results, as are the activities of the ordinary living entities, certainly becomes entangled himself in fruitive reactions. But one who knows the supreme truth is a liberated soul fixed in Krishna's consciousness. Text 15. Evam jnatva kruttam karma purvairapi mumukshubhiha kuru karmaiva tasmat tvama purvaiha purvataram kruttam. All the liberated souls in ancient times acted with this understanding of my transcendental nature. Therefore, you should perform your duty following in their footsteps. There are two classes of men. Some of them are full of polluted material things within their hearts, and some of them are materially free. Krishna's consciousness is equally beneficial for both of these persons. Those who are full of dirty things can take to the line of Krishna's consciousness for a gradual cleansing process, following the regulative principles of devotional service. Those who are already cleansed of the impurities may continue to act in the same Krishna's consciousness so that others may follow their exemplary activities and thereby be benefited. Foolish persons or neophytes in Krishna's consciousness often want to retire from activities without possessing knowledge of Krishna's consciousness. Arjun's desire to retire from activities on the battlefield was not approved by the Lord. One need only know how to act to retire from the activities of Krishna's consciousness and to sit aloof, making a show of Krishna's consciousness. Is less important than actually engaging in the field of activities for the sake of Krishna. Arjun is here advised to act in Krishna's consciousness, following in the footsteps of the Lord's previous disciples, such as the sun god Vivaswan, as mentioned herein before. The Supreme Lord knows all his past activities, as well as those of persons who acted in Krishna's consciousness in the past. Therefore, he recommends the acts of the sun god who learned this art from the Lord some millions of years before. All such students of Lord Krishna are mentioned here as past liberated persons engaged in the discharge of duties allotted by Krishna. Thank you.